What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell is Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuits. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Go with the deuces. There you go, baby.
Hey, what's going on, boys and girls? I forgot we have the weigh-in show going on right now for UFC 254. I'll try to get you caught up on all the weights as quickly as possible. Many fighters have weighed in so far. Right now, joining us on the scale. Let's see, who do we got here? We just had Casey Kenny check in on weight. Joelle Alvarez, 17-2 lightweight fighter, stepping on the scale right now. Wait to see his weight.
That's when it's going to feel like Michael Chandler has really arrived. It's been fun to have him in Fight Island, but when he's not fighting, man, I mean, it's just he's not really going to get that serious introduction until he signs that Tony Ferguson fight.
159 and a half.
All right, we'll say hello now to Spain's Joelle Alvarez, who just weighed in at 159 and a half.
159 and a half.
To my knowledge, this is a lightweight fight.
This is a lightweight fight, so he's 3.5 pounds over. 3.5 pounds for this guy, being overweight. Not a good look. Not a good look. If you're tuning in and watching, man, leave a comment. We are live, like I said. So, at 11 a.m. he's going live. But I don't think this is supposed to be a catch weight, so can't say. Nobody knows why. Everybody's like, what the fuck?
This happened the last time that we were doing a show like this, right? With Zubara two ago.
Yep.
And this weight pretty significantly and had plenty of time still to do it. So I can't imagine his opponent will appreciate that because, yeah, like you, I didn't think he.
Yep. So as we see right now, they're waiting for the next fighter to step on the scale. Robert Whitaker, by the way, made weight. And Casey Kenny has made weight. So let me see. Khabib was the first one on the scale, by the way. He used the towel. He looked relieved that he made weight. 155.0 for him. Chandler also stepped on the scale and made weight. Yep. Whitaker has made weight. 186. Cannoneer hasn't made weight yet. So, let me move this over here a little bit. Jacob Malkoon is stepping up on the scale right now. He'll be taking on Philip Hawes. Philip Hawes also made weight, by the way, a few minutes ago. Jacob Malkoon is making his debut. And waiting to see his weight right now. 186 pounds, 186 for this guy making his debut. A lot of good action on this card. Stefan Struve versus Tai Tuivasa. Yeah, Hawes and Malkoon are both making their debut, which is kind of cool. So Da Jung also made weight. He'll be taking on Sam Alvey in the opening bout of the night on the prelims. I'm sorry. He's the first fight on the prelim card that starts at 12 p.m. Alvarez versus Yacolov is the first fight. Liana Jojawa versus Miranda Maverick is the second fight. Alvey versus Unjung. Alex Oliveira versus Shavkat Rachmanov. Who's up on the scale right now? Who's this? Who is this? Izzy Fedikefu just made weight. He's a backup, but I don't know for what five. He weighed in at 203. So he's set at light heavyweight in case one of these other fights falls out. That's weird. They said he's backing up Sam Alvey and Da Unjung, but that's just Ariel being silly. We don't know. This Gaethje? No. Yep. Justin Gaethje about to step on the scale. All right, so here he goes. He's stepping on the scale. 155 pounds on the dot. The championship fight is a go. Khabib makes weight. Gaethje makes weight. Both of them are 155. Well, Michael Chandler stepped on the scale. He's going to get paid for show, I guess. Yeah, for you guys tuning in, it's the live UFC 254 weigh-in show that I'm popping with right here, right now, because we have to. Can I do it? Can I do it? No, I can't. What the hell? This is weird. So we're waiting for more fights to step on the scale. Like I said, we have the fight card here. Let me pull this over. So again, starting the night out on ESPN Plus at 11 in the morning, Saturday morning. Joelle Alvarez versus Alexander Yacolov. Yakovlev. Sorry, he's 25-10-1. Alvarez 17-2. Next up, we have Miranda Maverick 7-2 versus Liana Juja. 8-3. Sam Alvey 33-14, taking on a newcomer to the octagon, Daun Jung. He's 13-2, and he's highly touted. A lot of people are expecting Alvey to lose this. Shavkat Rachmanov versus Alex Oliveira, 12-0 for Rachmanov, 22-8 for the Cowboy Oliveira. Casey Kenny, 15-2 against Nathaniel Wood. This fight right here could steal the steal the show. Somebody's stepping up to the scale right now. Hang on a second. It's going to be a main card fighter, I think. We're waiting to find out right now. Who is stepping up right there? I think it's Ion Kutalaba. Nope, sorry. It's Magomed Ankalaev. I'm not sure. So he's stepping up. This is a light heavyweight fight. Ankalaev, Magomed Ankalaev, stepping on the scale right now. $205.5 for Magomed Ankalaev. So he's good on his side of the fight. We'll see if his opponent, Ion Kutalaba, I'm not sure. I might have missed a couple of guys, but we do know that both Khabib and Justin Gaethje made weight at 155. Michael Chandler also made weight at 155, but his services are no longer needed. Robert Whitaker made weight at 185. Hawes made weight, as did Jacob Malkoun. Both made weight. We just saw Magomed Ankalaev. Tai Tuivasa came in at 265. Casey Kenny and Nathaniel Wood. Casey made weight. Jung made weight. So we're waiting for the next ones to come up. Yacolov is coming up right now. They are the quote-unquote curtain jerker. His opponent, Alvarez, came in at 159.5. So let's see what Yacolov made. Maybe they agreed to a catch weight behind the scenes. Ariel just said the same thing. That's so funny. Hey, if you're watching, leave a comment. 155.5. So this is not a catch weight. So I guess Alvarez is going to have to drop some weight or take his money. Could be a back. Maybe Michael Chandler would come in, beat this guy up. I mean, he made weight. Fuck it. Ariel just stole my thunder, that jerk. That would be fucking crazy. Chandler would be the curtain jerker. Here comes somebody right now. I think this is Liana. Oh, no, this is Lilia Shakarova taking on against Lauren Murphy. So Shakarova is 8-1 and took this fight on short notice. $126 official weight for this girl. Short notice debut against a tough girl, against Lauren Murphy. She's from Uzbekistan. 126. So this is going to be an interesting fight card coming up here. So I'm excited about it. Like I said, so far, Khabib and Gaethje. $155 even. Shakarova. 126. Murphy, I don't know. Don't know if she weighed in yet. Whitaker. I think he came at 186. Cannoneer, haven't seen yet. So is there a fight you guys are looking to outside of the main event that excites you? Besides, obviously Nurmagomedov versus Gaethje is going to be a barn burner. But is there another fight on here that gets you like jumping out of your seats? For me, Casey Kenny and Nathaniel Wood, it's a really awesome matchup. Kenny's got a thing about him, and he seems to be putting it all together inside the octagon with his striking and his ground and everything. He's really evolving into a top tier fighter. I see title shot in the near future for this kid. Couple more fights, and go out there and get some big impressive wins. But Nathaniel Wood is somebody you can't take lightly because he's a 21 fight veteran as a pro. I don't remember how many AMI fights he's had, but this guy is good, and he can take the fight, anywhere that Casey Kenny wants to go. So the matchup stylistically is awesome. There's going to be a lot of speed, a lot of good footwork. I'm excited. I think this fight could definitely be something that might end up with, fight of the night considerations. Cannoneer and Whitaker is also another excellent fight. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Whitaker. He lost to Adesanya, but I still think he's the number 2 middleweight in the world. Jared Cannonier, is doing a great job getting his name out there and elevating himself to this high-profile fight, and he's earned it. But I'm going to take Whitaker to win this one. I just think he wants to go out there and prove to everybody and remind them that just because he lost to Izzy doesn't mean that he's done or that he sucks, and that he shouldn't be taken seriously if you're standing across from him in the octagon. So we got a lot more fires actually to weigh in here still. So I've got it over here and I've got it down here. We got a fighter stepping up to the scale though right now. Some of you guys might be watching this on ESPN Plus. It's running live right now. If you want to go over there and watch their commentary, or if you want to hang out with me and smoke a blunt, and drink some Gatorade, well, chill out with me. Let your friends know. Liana Jojua is stepping up on the scale. She'll be taking on Miranda Maverick. I guess Maverick weighed in already. So she obviously made weight. And she stepped 126 for Liana Jojua. 126. So that fight is good. Yep. My wife's in the kitchen right now making me some homemade grain-free bread. And then we're going to eat some turkey burgers. We're late night people. So, but we're going to keep this thing going here. And if my burgers are done, I'll just eat them right here with y'all, man. I ain't going nowhere. This is good time to be covering this. And, I could probably play this because, it's being broadcast on so many different places, but I don't want to get in trouble just in case, if I have permission. I think Jared Cannonier walked in right now. He came to the scale with a purpose. I love it. He's got a black sock and a white sock. Now he's taking off all his gear, some jewelry. If Cannonier can win this fight, it really catapults himself into the title picture, and I believe he's next. If he beats Whitaker, he's next, and I think Izzy even said that if he wins, he's next. That's who he wants to fight next. So let's see what he's got going on. He looks ready to go. And he's stepping on the scale right now. He had to take his mask off because his mask has a lot of weight to it. He had a ventilator on, a respirator. £185, championship weight by this young man. So he's ready to go. and he looks to be in incredible shape. Wow. So the co-main event is good. Main event is good. I don't know if Walt Harris, and Alexander Volkov have hit the scale yet. As I said, I got started on this covering it late. I just got done talking with Jeff Neal a little while ago. This is my third episode of the day. Crazy. They're talking about if Cannoneer loses to Whitaker, that they're going to book Izzy versus Jan Blachowicz for a 205 title, give Izzy a shot at champ status. I think that's bullshit and disrespectful to Whitaker, because Whitaker was a good champion, had a good run. So I just feel like, he should, if he beats the number one contender, he's the number one contender, So, man. I don't think I like the idea of the champ. Let's fucking ruin another weight class. Let's fucking no. Yeah. It's Brett Okamoto just made a good point. If Darren Till goes out and fucking destroys in his next fight, maybe Izzy Darren Till would be next, even if Whitaker wins, because people are saying it's too soon. But strange. Who's stepping up right now on the scale? Alex Oliveira. All right, so here you go, stepping up on the scale right now. Hair's looking fly. Sometimes I think he's like 100 years old. 173 for Cowboy. So he's 2 pounds over. 2 pounds over. Wow. He was smiling like he just won the lottery to hit 173. So he's 2 pounds over. What the fuck is he excited about? I mean, who was the kick cat earlier? Joel Alvarez came in 3.5 pounds over. 3.5 pounds over. And he's on the scale posing down. Dude, put your head down and go fucking cut that weight. That's Volkov and Harris still have to weigh in. Laura Murphy still has to come out. Stefan Struve. And we got to wait for Nathaniel Wood. 6 fighters left, guys. You're watching me talking about the weigh-in. You know what? I just realized I got to change locale. We're in Fight Island. It's morning time. Duh. My time machine is awesome. Just like that. Yeah. Khabib will get weighed in. He needed the towel. He looked so happy. He actually needed help to stand on the scale to get up there. He looks very unhealthy. I've never seen him look this bad on the scale, just being honest. So, yeah, even when he went to get dressed, I mean, I'm watching the replay of him walking in. He's drinking something. Definitely have been a tough, but I mean, I've seen him at some ones where, he's had some trouble, but this one on the scale was weird. So the main and co-main all make weight. Hey, if you're watching, leave a comment, say hello. We're just waiting for the next few. There's 5 or 6 fighters left. Walt Harris and Alexander Volkov both need to step on the scale still. Lauren Murphy still needs to step on the scale. Stefan Struve, Nathaniel Wood. That's 1, 2, 3. That's 5. I don't know who else needs to step on. I don't remember Sam Alvey or them even mentioning, but maybe he did. So 2 fighters have definitely come in heavy. Joel Alvarez came in at 159.5 pounds for his lightweight fight with Alexander Yacolov. And Alex Oliveira came in at 173 for his welterweight clash with Shavkat Rachmanov. And both the guys that came in heavy, were smiling, doing their pose down. I just don't understand that. It's baffling. You have nothing to smile about. You came to work and you didn't do your job. Just my opinion. Good stuff going on. I'm excited. We got more fighters to come up. Sorry I didn't get here at the beginning. Like I said, I just finished doing an interview with Jeff Neal. Had to go take a break. It was my second show of the evening. Patrick Burke, what's up, brother? We could make our picks right now. We could start on the top of the card, and in the main event, Khabib versus Justin. This is such a highly intriguing fight. Justin is so violent in there, and I just don't think Khabib's faced anybody like him. I know a lot of people keep saying that. I don't want to sound like the repeat machine, but it's the truth, And if Justin has phenomenal hips, he knows how to work, stop a takedown. He's not afraid to work on the ground. The guy is probably the most credible wrestler that Khabib is going to face. Now, I know it's not Dagestani wrestling like Khabib says, but the reality is Khabib can wrestle and Gaethje can wrestle. So we're going to see an interesting clash there if Gaethje tries to use his wrestling. But I think the difference in this fight is obviously the incredibly powerful leg kicks of Justin Gaethje and the willingness to go forward and chase down Khabib and try to finish him, break him down like he did to Tony Ferguson. That was the most incredible performance we've ever seen from Gaethje. What an evolution. And that was the best fight of his career, period. And wow. It was absolutely fucking incredible. And if he does that now, the belt is going home with him. So I don't even know what to say about that. So, but I'm going to take Gaethje in the upset. He's a plus 260 dog, I think. Okay, you're going against the guys 28-0. But people are saying if Khabib wins, like Dana White said, if Khabib wins, that's GOAT status. I disagree. It's not even better than any other lightweight champion of the division. Three is a magic number. 3 successful title defenses. Nobody's done it more. Frankie Edgar, Benson Henderson, and I think BJ Penn. That's it. So Khabib, I think this is his third attempt to defend. So he'll be tied with 4 guys or 3 other guys. Yeah, he's 28. He'll be 29-0, but that's not GOAT status to me at this point. He hasn't done enough as the champion. He's got to go on a run like GSP or Anderson Silva or John Jones or Mighty Mouse. Those are the runs. Even Ronda Rousey, you know what I'm saying? So, some people, what's up, Mr. Levant? So, you have to have that. So, and I don't know, people always laugh at me when I say it, but when we talk about the greatest of all time at lightweight, champion-wise, it's Frankie Edgar for me because he was the only dude that walked into fight night weighing 155 pounds because he walked around at 156, 157. He was fighting bigger guys that were coming in on a fight night weighing in 170, 180 pounds and beating them. Frankie Edgar was doing it at a different level because he went in there at natural size. Other than heavyweights, he's the only guy that fights where they walked or used to fight where he walked. Lauren Murphy just stepping up on the scale right now. She makes it in at 126 pounds, which is identical to her opponent. She looked good in her last out, so she's tough. It's going to be a good fight. So back to this Khabib thing. So one of the greatest lightweight champions, absolutely. But he's got to surpass the other ones. He can't just go in there as a tie just because he's undefeated. I mean, the early part of his career, he was fighting, nobody's over in Russia. I mean, let's be real. So, but he's carried on in the UFC, and you can't deny what he's accomplished. With that being said, if he gets to win and it's his third successful defense, he's tied the other 3 guys. So he's got to at least surpass them, Until then, it's a tie. And for me, I'm going with Frankie Edgar because he fought at 155, weighed in at 155, and fight day, maybe 156. I don't know, maybe 8 something. So stepping up right now, Alexander Volkov is making his way to the scale, and he's getting ready to jump on right now. Shirt, shoes off, and here we go. Waiting for the... $265 for Volkov tonight, man. Wow, $265. So, in the co-main event, Cannoneer and Whitaker. I'm taking Whitaker. I think a lot of people are forgetting who he is and what he's done, and what's his nickname? Bobby Knuckles. I think he's going to go out there and throw some hands and fucking get a big win. I think Cannoneer is a worthy opponent, and he could definitely go out there and win this fight. There's no doubt about it, but I don't think it's his night. Walt Harris and Volkov. This is a very interesting matchup. Volkov brings a lot to this fight as well as Harris. Harris coming off a loss in his return to the octagon. And he took on Alistair Overeem in May in Jacksonville in the return of the UFC. And he, had a lot going on in his head, still remembering his daughter that, was kidnapped and murdered. So there was so much going on. So I don't know, what will he see this time? I think he wants to go out there and prove that he still belongs in the division. I think he's going to go out there and put a win in the back pocket. Chris Levant's watching. You got Rob, huh? Whitaker. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Phil Hawes and Jacob Malkoon. These guys are both debuting, and they're debuting on the main card. That's pretty stellar for these guys. I've never seen Malkoon fight. I've seen Hawes fight. So I'm just going to take Hawes just because I know who he is. Malkoon's only 4-0, making his UFC debut. Obviously he's got to have something special to be debuting at, in the UFC at 4-0. So, he could shock me. I've never seen him fight though. So I don't know what to expect. So I got to pick Hawes just by default. Lauren Murphy and Lilia Shakarova. 126. They both came in the same weight on the scale. Murphy is such a crafty fighter, and she's been around for a while, and she's looking better. She's looking better than she had in recent fights. She's really stepped up her game here at the featherweight division. So I'm digging it. She's crafty veteran, like I said, but this girl, Yacolov, and she took this fight, I believe, on short notice. She's 8-1, and she wants to come out here and make a statement. So we're going to see what's going on. So tough one for me to pick. I'm going to take the girl coming in just for shits and giggles. Magomed Ankalaev versus Ion Cutelaba. I like Ankalaev. I think he's a tough fighter. He's got that Eastern European grit about him. So I think he's going to go out there and he's going to just put on a little bit of a clinic, get a fairly easy win. Struve and Tuivasa, or Tuivasa, I'm sorry. He's got to get a win. He needs a win. Struve also needs a win. Struve, to me, has never lived up to his potential. Like he didn't understand how to use his length and his reach, and he's got so much of it, and his height. Tuivasa is a strong guy. I expect to go in there and throw some punches and crowd Struve, and then probably just put him on his back and pound him out. So I'm taking Tuivasa to win this one, or Tuivasa. I keep saying it's wrong. Casey Kenny, Nathaniel Wood. I'm taking Casey Kenny. We talked about that already. And we talked about the other fights on the bottom of the card already. Interesting. I'm listening to Okamoto make a point about something. Hang on, guys. Interesting. So Okamoto just got asked true or false. If Gaethje wins, do they run it back? And Okamoto said false. He said if Justin Gaethje wins, it's going to be Justin Gaethje versus Conor McGregor. They're going to build it and hype the shit out of it. Gaethje hates him, talks mad shit about him, and they don't like each other. And that honestly would be a money-making fight to make, no doubt about it. Does Conor deserve it as a title contender? Well, that's a good question, but not sure. Let me look something up here real quick. Hang on, kids. Hang on. All right, so let's see. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Let me see. All right, so yeah, Conor McGregor's at number 4. So if Gaethje wins, that fight becomes Conor instead of Conor and Dustin. Absolutely 100%. And then Dustin will have to fight Tony Ferguson. That'll be awesome. We don't lose in that one. But I don't know, man. I don't know. But or maybe they'll make that fight still happening. Conor and Poirier fight. Winner gets Justin. Interesting. So we're still waiting for about 4 fighters to step on the scale right now. Let me look at my list here. Nathaniel Wood, we're still waiting on him. We're waiting on Walt Harris. Who else? Alexander weighed in already, 265. Struve, waiting on Struve. Interesting. Is it rough? Is it bad when heavyweights have to be the last ones on? What do you guys think of that? Who's stepping up on the scale right now? Walt Harris. He made weight, obviously. They're not writing it on the screen, and some guy talk about stats, the numbers, So Walt Harris made weight. Who else we got here? We're still waiting on Struve and Nathaniel Wood, and I think that's everybody. Like, why do we need to hear all this stuff right now? And Frankie Edgar. So he has 3 already. So this will be his 4th for Khabib. I wasn't sure about that. $254 was the weight for Walt Harris. Iwan Kutalaba, Stefan Struve, and Nathaniel Wood are the last 3 to weigh in, but they are not there yet. So they're talking about some trivia thing. 10 previous undisputed title fights. Name those title fights. They want them to name 10, the 10 previous undisputed title fights, and who was the champ and who was the interim champ. Conor McGregor, Jose Aldo. That's one. Khabib versus Dustin. Correct. Let's see. Shane Carwin versus Brock Lesnar at 116. Good fucking shot there, Brett. GSP versus Matt Serra. Correct. UFC 83. Wow. I don't know if that was 5 already or 1, 2, 3, 4. It's Brett's guess right now, so we're just waiting to see what he's got to say. Carlos Condit versus GSP, 154. Good job, Brett. Brock versus Frank Mir. Interesting. Brett looks stressed. He's got nothing. He's getting weak. Versus Israel Adesanya. Yep, Holloway and Aldo. 206. No, 212. There's only 2 left, right? Yep. Only 2 left. They've done good. They got 8 of them. I'm hoping they don't have teleprompters in front of them giving them the answers, and they're just trying to make us think. Oh, John Jones and Daniel Cormier. Was it? They got all 10. Here comes Stefan Struve. $265 for Struve. Nathaniel Wood. Last guy. Oh, yeah. Kutalaba and Nathaniel Wood still 2. All right. I think my dinner's ready. I'm going to go eat dinner. So this was a little fun. Hope whoever tuned in and watched enjoyed it. If not, sorry, man. I forgot what was going on, and I didn't, I didn't get the start, man. So I'm sucking. But it's all good. Hope you guys had fun. See, don't forget the fight start 11 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, 11 a.m. Make sure you remember that. So that's it. I'm out. Peace. Yep, we'll see you guys again after the fights on Saturday, by the way. It'll be a post-fight show. I'll probably have my boy Garrett Kerman come on, and we'll have us a good time. So that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you had a good time. I did. Talk to you soon. Good night.
What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell is Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuit. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Throw up the deuces. There you go, baby.